Okay, welcome back to part two and trying to find the total cost to fertilize Pat's backyard. So let's get into some review. Thank you. This is part two of hopefully part three videos in order to answer that one test question you might see on the GED. All right, so let's do some review. Area is the measurement of the inside of two-dimensional shapes. Two-dimensional shapes are kind of flat. Three-dimensional shapes, you wouldn't find the area, you'd find the volume. You'd find the volume. So, for example, we have shapes like the face of a triangle, the face of a circle, the face of a rectangle, right? And the base, this would be labeled your base, and here you would find your height. I've also seen the base labeled as length or L, and the height labeled as W, your width. So understand base can also be length, height could also be width. But basically, when you find the area of a rectangle, which is what we're doing here, it's base times the height or length times the width. I always use base times height. I keep it simple for myself. I need to keep things simple, step by step. So here you can see again, the area of a rectangle is base, your base times your height, your B times your H, or here you go. You can see this here as well. I want to share with you. This could also be not only base times height, but length times your width values. Okay, I wanted to share that. I know I spoke about it, but I wanted to show you because it's very helpful to kind of show you this information. All right, so this is really key and important. We want to review key information. All right, so in that shape, Pat's lawn, there are two rectangular shapes, right? There's area. We need to find the area for one, and then add that to the area of the other. Again, base times height will give you the area. Base times height will give you the area of these two shapes. You then add them together, and you will have your total area of Pat's lawn. So there's some key information. Again, I'm going to review with you. I'm not going to assume you've seen my other videos, although I explain this in detail. Rectangle, one hash mark is equal to one hash mark. So opposite sides of the rectangle are equal. So this length of this side is going to be equal to the length of this side. The length of this side of this rectangle will be equal to the length of this entire side. Even the dot is representing that entire side with the two hash marks. Okay. In the area of number two rectangle, you have the length of this base equal to sides opposite. You have this side leg of the rectangle, we'll call it, or the width or the height with three hash marks is going to be equal to the value of the length with the other three hash marks. So sides opposite in a rectangle are equal to each other. So what we want to do is finish off the labeling. I want to keep that there and show that to you there. Make sure it's all crystal clear to you. So if the length here is 12 feet, what's the length here going to be? It's also going to be 12 feet. Sides opposite are equal to each other. If the length here is 10 feet, then the length here is going to be 10 feet. So base 12 times your height will give you 10, will give you the area of this shape. If this is 8 feet, opposite side will also be 8 feet. This is 4 feet. Side opposite would also be 4 feet. Base 8 feet times your height 4 feet will give you the total area of this shape. Once you have the area of each of the shapes, you add them together, and guess what you got? You got that total area. And so that is our goal. We need to figure out what's the total area and then multiply that times the value of the fertilizer per square feet. So again, area of this shape here is 12 times 10. That's 120 feet squared. Anytime you're talking about area, it's always going to be unit measurements, in this case feet squared, plus the area of the other rectangle, right? We have, bring it down a little bit here, we have a base of 8 times 4. 8 times 4 is 32. You add 120 plus 32 together, you'll get the total area of the lawn, right? That's the total area of the lawn, 152 feet squared. Stick with me. In part 3 video, I'm going to answer this test question for you in finding how much it's going to cost. And remember, if you follow my test taking strategy, you only have 2 options to choose from. And so that's a 50% chance of just guessing the answer correctly. Thank you for joining me. Math is easy. Take it step by step. Don't quit. Don't give up. You can do this. Absolutely. Thank you for joining me.